And we are back on the Fowler Show. Now, one bill that we've seen, I think, have the longest shelf life in the United States Congress, unfortunately, is the Violence Against Women's Act. It's been up, it's been down, it's been passed at one point in time, then not passed, and now it's up again, and hopefully this time we will see some movement on it. But I'm not the one to talk about this. I'm no expert on the Violence Against Women's Act, but the person that I have on tonight is co-founder of UltraViolet, Shaunna Thomas. Welcome to the Richard Fowler Show. Shaunna?
Oh, hi. Sorry. I just realized I was on mute. How are you? Thanks for having
good.
me on.
How are you? No worries. It happens to me all the time.
Great, thanks. I think it might be a slight overstatement that I'm an expert on the policy here, as it's pretty complicated, and it's kind of unbelievable how many twists and turns it's taken, but we're definitely following it, and we've been organizing around it and getting our 375,000 members, to take action when there's an opportunity to do that. This is, it came up a couple of times last year. We thought for sure, based on reports coming out of Vice President Biden and Majority Leader Cantor's office, that it was going to pass, and then it just didn't, without a lot of fanfare, which was kind of shocking. Because, as your listeners may know, this is a bill that gets passed every single session without question, and always gets expanded. And this is the first time they've said, actually, women don't really deserve to be protected under this act in the way that we've defined it. And so we're going to hold this up because we have a problem with expanding service coverage to LGBT folks, immigrants, and Native Americans.
So tell me something, Shaunna. What, for those folks out there listening, and I'm pretty sure a lot of folks have heard the Violence Against Women's Act, but they're not sure what it means or what the bill does. So right now, it's currently not law because it has expired, but what does the bill do in essence?
Right. Well, so the bill does a couple of things. The top line, the thing that people really need to understand is that because of this bill, violence or women who have reported instances of domestic violence has dropped. Because of VAWA, 500,000 law enforcement officers, prosecutors, and judges have been trained every single year to ensure that they understand sort of the realities of domestic and sexual violence. So when they're confronted with situations where they're dealing with domestic violence, they know what to do, which was identified by a lot of law enforcement officers as like a really critical kind of failing up until VAWA had been passed the first time. And the National Domestic Violence Hotline also exists because of VAWA. It's answered, I think this is right, over 3 million calls since it was initiated, and receives over 22,000 calls every single month from people who are victims of domestic violence or survivors of domestic violence, which is probably a better way of saying it. And actually, last I heard, 92% of those callers report that it's their first call for help.
Wow.
So between 1993 and 2010, the rate of intimate partner violence has declined by 67%. And most experts agree that that's because of VAWA.